Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV. Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-1. Welcome. I fucking hell. I just want this season to be over. Just want to see us lift the trophy so I can remember that we won the league and not have to spend my my afternoons, evenings and all the time in between filtering through the mire of misery that is associated with Liverpool not winning games of football. But yeah, here I am. I'm back again. It's your comments. I'm going to go over to Twitter right now and get through a few of these. King Leonidas, who's Mr. Fulcher. In conclusion, LFC beat LFC and donated the points to Arsenal. That should be every media headline. It won't be. Of course, the headlines around it will be about Liverpool not breaking the points record, which is, I mean, look, let me try and contextualise it. If you lose 3 games in a season and you draw the handful of whatever it is we've drawn in between, and you end up on, what, heading to, if you're on 90 plus points, we're on 93, so we could end up with 99 points for the season. We could end up on 93. And 93, let's be honest, is a sensational amount of points. But because it's lined up that Liverpool could have gone and broken a points record, it will feel like something they've lost. The same way that it was kind of spun that we'd lost something by not going invincible when we lost to Watford, when really all any of us would have asked for is a title win. But the problem is context changes, and because these things become possible, they also become things that we can become disappointed with. And that's why I very much just want this season done and dusted now, because I don't think it truly matters what happens now. I don't think it has a great knock-on effect to the following season. I think our first 11 is still the best first 11 in the league. I think it's still the best, or joint up there with Man City. It certainly wins more games than the Man City one does. It's one of the best in world football right now. Is there a little bit of a question mark about the quality of the players around that? Yeah. Have these games allowed us to get those players for more minutes in the Premier League? Yeah, they have as well. So there could be a positive impact of that. But yeah, look, Liverpool in this game, if there wasn't something on the line, something slightly on the line, I think we'd be able to be a bit more clear-headed about this and go, Liverpool dominated the game. Liverpool created the best chances, and then Liverpool absolutely shot themselves in the foot twice. Gutted. And I wish I had more emotional attachment to it than that, but at the minute, I just don't. Mike Southgate. Does anyone seriously think that if the league hadn't already been won, we'd have been that laid back? Annoying as it is, it hardly matters. Time to play the likes of Minamino, Shaqiri, Jones and Elliott from the start. The rest are already smoking the Cubans. And I feel like I'm stuck in Groundhog Day, because I actually agree to some extent with that, but in others I don't. Liverpool played well tonight. They did. They were completely in control of the game when they went 1-0 up. And, and again, it goes back to like the strength of Liverpool's squad. If that was Dejan Lovren making a mistake and that was Adrian making the mistake, you'd say Liverpool need more squad depth, and Liverpool have got a paucity of options, and Liverpool aren't good enough, or blah, blah, blah. Or even if it was like Gomez making the mistake, and it was another player who's like not necessarily our established, the best goalkeeper in the world and the best centre-back half in the world both made absolutely criminal errors and cost us. When does that happen? It just so happens that it's happened now when we're not in a run of winning every game in front of us. So yeah, it's annoying. So I don't know that the team are necessarily smoking the Cubans, but equally, do they make those mistakes in crunch games? They haven't before. So yeah, I think the logic fits. The answer is I don't know. I don't think there's a lack of motivation. But you could argue there has been a bit of complacency and maybe just fatigue, and maybe a combination of a whole host of factors that we don't know. But yeah, Liverpool haven't won, aren't undefeated and aren't winning loads of games. So naturally, we're going to wonder if there is something more pressingly wrong, I guess. Ian Culture says, quite clearly all the guards of honour are putting the world, European and soon to be crowned Premier League champions off their game in the dying embers of a season all the other teams wanted to null and void. I'd probably have taken that back in August last year. Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard because I think we're allowed to shift our goals. There's no problem with shifting your goals. There's no problem with saying League One, what's left to win. But it's not a trophy. I mean, again, it's like... And why I rate Arsenal's invincibles, by the way, is like, I know they go on about the gold trophy. I would much rather have 6 European Cups than have a gold Premier League trophy. Anyone would. But You know, if once you've won it, if you've won something, normally there's not much more you can win. If there's something extra you can add on to it, why not? And why not have that? And it goes to show, you know, Man City having the points record, how amazing that is that they've done that, because it's fucking dead hard to do. Because if it was easy to do, Liverpool probably would have done it this season because of how good Liverpool have been this season. No clubs look more likely to do it than Liverpool, and you know, so yeah, it's probably just a dead hard thing to do, innit? And you're right, I think we'd have all just been happy with the title all told. Philip Harris, if you think we are winning anything next season, you have to be kidding. We have potential, but have lost the drive, the focus and attention needed. Hendo's a big miss, and we do not play with heart without him. Yeah, we definitely miss Jordan Henderson tonight. I don't think he allows any sense of complacency because he's that on the pitch. He is the shining light of example, and I think, you know, he makes his standards shine when he's on the pitch. But again, two world-class players made mistakes. There's not really much legislating for that. But I think the idea that, I mean, it's talk like this that does my head in, because, and Phil, I'm sure you're sound, and I think the back half point is fine, but that first thing of like, if you think we're winning anything, you have to be kidding, mate. Come on, like, I know we're looking to try and find deeper meaning in these things somehow. And I'm sure Jurgen Klopp wouldn't accept this notion that the league's won and therefore we've lost focus and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't think he'd agree with it, or I don't think he'd be happy as that as an excuse. I'm sure there'll be plenty of, more reasons and deeper analysis to it and all that. And I think we'd all feel loads more confident about the future. But it's this season still. It's still this season. How Liverpool perform in the next couple of games does not necessarily really have any tangible impact on what we do next season. I don't think it does. I think people are looking for causality, because I think we used to, and I just don't think we know how to analyse this. I'm struggling. I've been analysing Liverpool professionally for a decade, and I've got no idea how to talk about these games, because again, I normally, when my heart on my sleeve with Liverpool, I do. It's hard for me to detach it, and you can feel differently to me. That's absolutely fine. I am genuinely struggling to find a deeper emotional attachment to this, and I just watch the games for a living. So I don't know, I don't know what it is, but do I think that this means that Liverpool won't be successful next season as a result? No, but I bet there were loads of people. I'm not saying you were one of these people, and there can be different people. It doesn't matter, honestly. Is when we lost in Kiev, a lot of people thought that might be us done, and then we went and were phenomenal the next season and won the European Cup, and then we went again, and that could have been it for us. You know, we got 97 points. Where'd you go? Well, we've gone and won the league. So I think to write this Liverpool side off, regardless of how they're playing, in what effectively amount to, whether we like it or not, and whether the Klopp agrees and the players agree, what effectively add up to dead rubbers, I don't think has a true point. And look, the thing is, you can now sit on that, and you can die on that hill, and you can go, oh, when Liverpool maybe lose a game next season, you go, oh, look, I said, but you don't know. No one knows, and I would suspect the evidence and the drawing a line of best fit on a graph of Liverpool's performances suggests Liverpool are probably going to be brilliant again next season. But we'll have to see, won't we? Richard Socks, I don't really care because we're league champions and that's all that matters. But that was absolutely fucking dreadful. Awful defensive mistakes and too slow and indecisive up front, completely toothless. Awful. Yeah, sad. Yeah, and again, that perfectly represents the dichotomy of where we are right now. A game doesn't really matter, but it does, because we love Liverpool and we want to see Liverpool win every game. And when Liverpool don't do the business, we're always going to lean towards what was bad rather than looking at it. And again, I would come back on this. Two world-class players made two absolutely criminal mistakes and Liverpool lost the game. Without those mistakes, Liverpool probably win the game. Will they make those mistakes again? Maybe, but not often, and certainly not together in one football match. So I would chalk it up as a freak occurrence rather than a deeper-rooted, massive problem to Liverpool, if I'm being honest. But maybe that's just the glass half full perspective. But that's kind of who I am and what the Scouse mentality is in general. Jordan Marcotte, episode of The Twilight Zone. Arsenal defending like us in the second half and Liverpool defending like Arsenal in the first. Yeah, mad. We're all waiting sat there, waiting for David Luiz to do something stupid, and fucking Virgil van Dijk does it instead. What is that? What is that? That's not meant to, it's not meant to happen. AJ Parwani, just waiting for us to lift the trophy. It's been a pain watching us play the last few weeks. Completely disinterested in the game. Would rather play Minamino Keita, Nico Curtis for the last 2 games to give them more game time. Yeah, I think the Chelsea game, I think you get through that. You put your best team out next week and you look to go on a high before you lift the trophy, and then you can do what you want against Newcastle as far as I'm concerned. Maybe you say, go full strength as much as you can because you want to say get more points than we got last season, so at least we can say, there you go, better. But again, I'm struggling to be asked. But the trophy lift's massive. I think we all need to see that trophy. I think any misery and negativity will completely evaporate next week when we see Jordan Henderson lift that trophy, because that's what we're in it for. And all we've got is a title on paper at the moment. We didn't see Liverpool win a game to win it. We watched Chelsea beat Man City for us to win it. We had the celebration. It was amazing and I felt great. But we still haven't seen this Liverpool. So we've seen the players, some snippets and clips on phones of them celebrating in Formby, whatever. I want to see these players lift it, and it will hit home, and we'll be able to celebrate a great season. But until that point, it is going to be a little bit weird. Jim Orlando saying the panic from our fan base is irrational. I have concern too, but relax, folks. This is a pre-season game essentially, and the people will take umbrage with that. But I think the point of regardless how it's made is just chill the fuck out. Kevin Harrison, intensity gone and incoming battle next season. Can't wait for it to end, barring lifting it next Wednesday, which would be amazing. And that is our take-home point and all that. If you feel a bit bad about it, fine. Look, it's fine. It's fine to be a bit down in the dumps because we're so conditioned to have Liverpool be central to our happiness. That's what happens when you're a rabid supporter of a football club. You feel happier when your team wins than when they don't. And that's fine. I know it's very difficult to detach that. And I'm saying these words and I don't truly believe them because I do genuinely feel a bit detached from it. I don't... that's the least arsed I've been about us losing a game to Arsenal. It was the least arsed I've been to us losing a game to Manchester City a few weeks back. The least arsed I've been about us not getting a win across the line in a draw at home to Burnley. I'm arsed, but I'm not arsed. It's a weird situation to be in, and yeah, hopefully once we get that trophy lifted, it can all bring it back, all the wonderful memories of a fantastic season and an absolutely sensational Liverpool. And yeah, we're disappointed that we've not climbed the hill that we were maybe hoping, and maybe had this side go down in history as one of the greatest sides, because it deserves to, I think. And look, we're living in a COVID world, unfortunately. I think we've all had a lot of things that expectations and hopes for life that have been, snatched away. And in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? No. Is it a bit of a shame? Absolutely. Does it have a deeper meaning? Also, probably no. Liverpool are Premier League champions, and we need to remember that. And we need to be happy about that, because we should be, because we've climbed the mountain that we wanted to climb, and that is to make us league champions for the first time in 30 years. And I'm still made up with that, and I think there's plenty more laughs and joyous moments and songs to sing about all that in times to come. So yeah, let's try and focus on that for a bit. Anyway, more from me coming up with Chris on the instant match reaction. If you're watching this live, stay tuned for that. The link will be in the descriptions. If you want to join up as a Redmen TV member, you can. Just quickly before I go, I just want to actually remember the super chat. Neil O'Callaghan. I'm raging. Never felt so disappointment. Is this going to carry into the new season? Maybe, but probably not. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I missed another super chat. Thanks, I can't find it, but thanks very much for sending them in anyway. You absolute superstars, keep smiling. And if you want to send your comments in for the instant match reaction, you can do. We'll be live in a few more minutes. Cheers.